Oh, oh man. Okay, so it's definitely this is the bell. All right, come on in. Time for class. Come on in. Time for class. Let's go. Come on in. Time for class. Everybody, let's go. Take your seats. Oh my. So I went over to shout out to DC shout out to Code Breakers with Sith Lord Paradox, the Sith Lord, and DC. Both of them from the Outer Rim. Two very solid guys to talk with. You can have some pretty good um, conversations on politics. And I usually go there to poke at brother DC, and he pulled one on me. He pulled one on me. He got me with a gut jab. He said, "BMT, aren't you Gullah Geechee? Huh? Are you not? Uh-oh." I cannot. Did I tap the mother box? Wait, hold on. I didn't even hit the mother box. The goddamn hell beast can't start coming through the hole. Class just started. Yeah, man. Goddamn dark side of his minions already came through the mother. Goddamn, I guess school going. All right, y'all. We have the assistant principal. Or wait, will he be the assistant principal? Or will he be goddamn the headmaster of the school? I don't know what the hell I am. I think I'm a professor. I don't know. Let me get him the link. Let me go get him the link. But I am going to start poking back. But I want to have a fair intellectual conversation about this, because I was like, okay, I want to have the fair one. I want to have a fair one. So we're definitely shooting a fair one, and I think it's fair. But I do want everybody to come through. But this is a good question. You know what I'm saying? Is weaponizing your black the correct way to get black men to vote? Now, I want to have a fair conversation, an honest conversation, because that gets used a lot, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't like that. I do not like that. I don't like that. That hey, because you're black, this is why you must vote. Because you are this is why you must. No, I want a fair, solid reason. When you tell me as a man, well, because as a black person, this is why I'm like, okay, so you're weaponizing race for your reasoning of why you vote or maneuver the way you do. It wasn't something off of policy. See, I can admit my reasoning of why my belief system, and it has nothing to do with race. See, I can die on that cross. I'm not going to say, well, because as a black man, this is why we must do this. Or as a black, because then I'm going to say, okay, I need to see the scoreboard. I need to go look at that of Hiroshima. I need to know if you've been voting or maneuvering this type of way, what are the specifics? MOT, I dropped the link. Because you cannot just say, because I am of this race, or I am of this descent, this is why I must maneuver the way I do. And if that is your only talking point, you lost me. You're going to lose people like that. like I said, when I have an intellectual dialogue on why are you like this, BMT? I want to see my money. I want to know about the healthcare. I want to know about the schools. I want to understand where's my money going towards that of the upkeep of my town, my highways. Oh, don't give me the racial history. Give me the straight, unhinged facts. Show me where my money. If somebody comes to me and say nobody cares where the money is going in politics, you are full of crap.
Yeah, man. The problem is that they want to invite these dumbass saboteurs into the political movement, and I'm telling them that it's not a good idea. Don't pander to black men. You do not need the black vote at all. You don't participate in the process like everybody else. That's almost like saying, look, we're going to give you an expansion team, but you're going to get an automatic playoff spot. Do you really think they're going to staff their team properly? You really think
No.
they're going to spend the money of course. That's what it is. Black men are stupid as fuck, and I don't want these motherfuckers voting on anything. I want you to be stuck at the bottom and stuck in these low wage paying fucking jobs and being connected to the wrong type of fucking woman, because that's what you fucking deserve. You don't
Now,
need to be out here trying to make a difference in society because you're just clearly not capable of doing that shit. Clearly not capable.
now, hold on. But I told y'all when MOT comes through the mother box, doom hole, he's not gonna hold back. This is not me, DMT. I told you, MOT comes in breathing fire. He's so. I had the conversation, and see, this is what I'm saying. There's certain temperaments of levels of when I have political conversation, and I can honestly say I've never heard. Oh yeah, listen, everybody can. I want everybody to come up. Code breakers, toe pets. I want it because I want to have the proper caliber of conversation. Like, don't tell me because I'm black, this is why we vote this way. No. Because then I get to start asking, well, show me, could you, like, if you're going to sell me a house, am I wrong to ask, well, can you tell me the history of the house? Can you tell me what storms it's done been through? What's the floorboards like? Does it have any termites? That's how I look at it when you say, well, black men, this is why we vote the way we vote. Well, I'm like, well, damn, well, how's it going right now?
Listen, man, like, you don't need these people to be part of the conversation to have any type of political straightforwardness in society. You got to leave these people out of the conversation. They come in with no information. They want you to teach you everything about the situation, and they have not proven that they can keep up with anything in the political process. They cannot prove that they've taken a tangible side. They just want to buck dance in the fucking middle, wait for everybody else to do the work, and try to come in at the end, at the 2-minute warning, and pick whichever side is fucking winning and do there. Yeah, it's some cowardly ass shit. It's cowardly to fucking not participate in the political process. It's fucking cowardly to not have a side pick. And don't say you're in the middle and the only thing you do is troll the fucking left, but you let white conservatives off for everything. You're not in the middle. You're not even a legitimate player in this fucking game. You want to wear the fucking cup around your fucking nose. It's like, bro, listen, man. This equipment works a certain type of fucking way. Your shoulder pads go on your fucking shoulders. All right? Cup goes around your dick. All right? If you can't put the uniform on correctly, then simply you showed up to the wrong game. You belong in the stands or you belong in the concession stand. But you don't belong on the field because the only thing you're doing is in the fucking way.
Like,
you should have already had this down by now. I don't want them pandering to these people. And I'm telling you right now.
I don't like that either. I don't like that either. Like, this is like when I have the temperament of the conversation with you, and shout out to MOT. Man of Tomorrow did a show. He's doing shows with conservatives. But one thing I've never heard Man of Tomorrow say to me, and he knows my position as a conservative. He's never said, well, as a black man, this is why we vote Democrat. I've never seen him throw the race card as to this is why. Like, it's like fill in the blank sentence. Well, as a black man, this is why we vote. I've never said it. Like, it's literally, show me your policy slips and I'll show you mine. Show me your
I mean,
ideology of what you need to do and I'll show you mine.
if they paid attention, which are again, they're trying to draw you into a conversation where you have to fill them in on everything that you're doing, but they don't have to tell you what the fuck they're doing. Like all this stuff is it's just political cowardice. Look, if you don't think that you should vote, I think you should never talk to these individuals about shit. I don't want to hear nobody who say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna hold my vote and stay home." What city do you stay in? Never fucking visit in there. Because if they depend on a piece of shit like you to fucking stay home and shit's supposed to get done from the staying at home standpoint, somebody needs to explain that process to me. Where does that happen in the world where you don't participate in the political process in a democracy and you somehow get some shit out of democracy? The problem is in the South, we got rid of these motherfuckers. You don't get to run that Republican troll shit on motherfuckers. You don't get to do that shit. If you don't fucking participate, you just don't talk about politics at all. It never come out of your fucking mouth, period.
That's the issue I'm having. People who normally they'll try to have the conversation, but the end thing is, well, we do this because we're black. Wait, hold on, dude. Wait, you haven't told me a viable strategy. Like when y'all start throwing race hard, like when y'all start throwing race hard into it versus that factual information that we can analyze and look at and critique and say, okay, it's like when you're building an insurance policy. Now they're going to ask you questions about your body. Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you run? Do you exercise? And once they start doing that, they can start building your packet. Now, I can go down like that. I can understand that. But don't just say that's white supremacy and then say, "Oh, silly me. That's why I need to come over and do this." No. Stop. Listen, y'all, stop the weaponizing race card, dude. Like when y'all say, well, as a black man, this is why we have to do this. No, dude, no. But then I get irritable bowel syndrome because I'm like, okay, so you're telling me, huh?
Too fucking stupid to talk to. It's like, look, if you don't understand the ABCs, why the fuck would you want to write in cursive if you don't understand the alphabet? Like, we're putting the cart before the horse here. They're literally trying to derail the conversation that they're attempting to have with you before the conversation even get off the fucking ground. So it's like this, man. If you're too stupid to fucking read or keep up with the fucking history, and if you don't, okay, politics have three sides to it.
Right.
Three sides to it. There is the participation part to it. There is the political literacy part to it. And then there is the choosing a side. You got to do all three. And it has to be 33, 33, 33. If all your hit points are in one area or another, you're going to be overcompensating for a lot of shit because you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you haven't read or kept up with these goddamn subjects. I don't want to deal with these fucking reptiles when it comes to fucking politics.
And you know, and you see, the thing about it is, I can agree with you on that. And I want you to understand, we know our talking points for where me and him both stand. We understand how we both participate. We understand that we both have our sides, and we have a literacy understanding of what we're doing and what we're voting for and walking into. And the problem that I see is the nuance of, slavery. What the hell does that have to do? We're talking about 2023. How did you jump into slavery? Like, wait, hold up, bro. You're not going to get off with that. Listen, man. Do you not see what color you are? Yes, I know I'm a black man, but also I am also in the business field. They'll what they'll do to you. God damn it, dude. Like I do walk across mirrors and see that I am a black man. Like you're doing the same ignorant shit that they do. Like right now, this is a shaming and shaming tactic Like and I get really about. I don't know how you feel about the MOT, but see that to me is a deflection. That to me, when people are using the race card, that's a deflection tool to me. That's a deflection. That's a deflection of why you should not participate or ask questions.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I
but
feel like, go
they
ahead.
don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in participating in democracy, but they want democracy to get them fucking reparations. And they had the nerve to walk up to the actual party that agrees with them about reparations and ask them where the reparations at, but they never ask any fucking questions to any conservatives. Like I said, man, we chase these motherfuckers down and we make sure we beat the shit out of you. You're not showing up to some shit. Listen, if you ain't participating in it, you're not about to fuck it up for everybody else. You need to stay home. Stay home. Trust me, democracy will work without dumbass motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about it. Just like the NFL works just fine without people watching the actual program or anything else. If you don't want to participate, stay home. Trust me, other people do give a shit about how this shit works. It apparently ain't them.
No, and I agree. The race card has been a cop out for 40 years. Hell, it's been a cop out for a while. I think this is what has been hurting um, a lot of men. Why they remain? It's like you're still on addition while everybody is done moved on to geometry, learning how to do pie charts, and you're still just doing addition.
They're trying to mask why they're behind by having all these derailment and deflection techniques while they're attempting to have a conversation. This shit happened to me. I just haul off and hit a nigga in his fucking mouth because I know what the fuck you're doing. And in the day, you're not about to waste my goddamn time. This politics shit is easy as fuck. Easy. You can set up a Google alert about all the shit that's going on. Hell, politics is even on TV. C-SPAN 1 and 2, free channel.
It is a free channel.
Like, dude, and like American government was supposed to be taught in like 7th and 8th grade about how the political system works. You know, like how a bill becomes a law. Like we can't have these grown ass motherfuckers who get plenty of shit out of the government, right? They get plenty of shit out of the government. But they want to know what everybody else's moves are, and they're not making no moves. And it's like, man, I'm just sick of dealing with this political ignorance for these low IQ ass, dumbass motherfuckers who don't know how shit works, who just want to waste a whole bunch of time. End of the day, man, these niggas need licenses. Your ass don't fucking, hey, I mean, you know, we need a social credit score like China. That's what we need. I'm serious.
First off, when you start asking people about the local level stuff, because I don't like to when people just try to jump federal.
What up, Joe?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Another day in a beautiful city.
Yeah, I don't like it when people just jump. I don't like it when people just jump straight to federal. But then you've had it, and I've had it, where we ask them, so what are you doing at the local legislative level? What do you do? How do you contribute? Well, listen, the democracy is keeping me out, or black women, and I'm like, oh my god, like,
Yeah, man. I can't do it, man.
How?
I can't do it, and I'm not going to do it. At the end of the day, they should have had this shit figured out years ago. This is nobody else's fault but theirs. You have to take bare minimum. Like, I had to take responsibility for my political ignorance. I had to.
Speak
I
on
had
it,
to
bro.
take responsibility for my political fucking ignorance. I was from Mississippi, calling myself a black fucking conservative. And it only dawned on me that I wasn't a black conservative until the 2000 election. That's when I knew that we wasn't on the same fucking side. Because, you know, you can get plenty isolated in that fucking military environment, right? Because you think the only thing you have to do is just show up and troll liberals and not give a fuck about shit because you're in the defense industry. That's the shit that most people are on. Until you start talking about the actual issues and the actual.
It happened. It happened for me. But see, when I talk about my conservatism, you know what I'm saying? I know I get called a coon and X, Y, Z, or you trying to buck and shuck to white men. And I'm like, do any of y'all even watch my channel? Like, I literally showcase stuff in the South. Like, intact areas where you can't just show up on some property. Like when you go on a property, you're going to a property where you have at least about 3 or 4 generations of families on that land. Where, listen, you have to deal with a group of people with an agenda. I don't know about all that, and I'm like, dude, like,
I know. As soon as the
uh,
participation comes, all of a sudden, just throw their hands up and just start plugging their ears and like, yeah, 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 yeah. It's like, why are you even talking to me about this shit if you don't give a fuck about it? Like, oh, well, you vote for Biden, like, yeah. 2000, like, I'm on the left, nowhere. But see, they're so stupid, they're not even equipped to have the conversation outside of trolling. They're so fucking stupid and don't know what the fuck's going on. And that's why I'm like, look, man, somebody comes to me today, I'm going to treat it like a threat to my fucking life, and I'm going to have to take you down. You will not be wasting my motherfucking time with this stupid shit right now. All those people in the fucking South that got them low actual outcomes, that shit is very non-participation in your actual area. That shit affects people, man. That shit affects people like a motherfucker.
one of the things about it that, and see, this is why I'm saying, like, when it comes to that, I don't mind working with women. I don't mind. I don't want y'all to hear this but I always get this attack as me as a black man who's a conservative. BMT, you working with black women? BMT, you don't mind talking to gays? BMT, you want women to vote? And I'm like, what the fuck? Did we go backwards?
Because the moment you try to act on to be very mean spirited when they start kicking these dumbass people out of places when they don't know shit about the goddamn system or situation.
Brother, can you hear me? There we go.
Yeah, I get you.
So one of the things about it that and look at this, and this is why I'm learning. I had to be flogged, and I want to thank this space of men and women for an intellectual flogging that I had to receive. I had to go through that, MOT. I had to go through a menstrual period of flogging in this space to learn that just how dumb the Negro was. I didn't know that, because see, when I hear black people talking to me about how pro-black and shit they are, and I'm like, well, that's crazy. But when I went to school, I learned songs like "Lift Every Voice and Sing," and you live in a microcosm that doesn't happen for all black people. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck you talking about? That was the '90s and '80s. They were singing songs like that in public schools. Like, what the fuck? Like it was a song. Like, oh my god, like I don't like. Well, all of y'all going to private school? I wasn't even going. I was going to a public school, predominantly black. What are you talking about? No, the black woman abandoned the man. I'm like, nigga, like, I knew where my daddy was at. He was locked up. I knew exactly where my dad was at. We was getting free lunch programs. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, is this not the shit y'all were voting for? They turned against us and used the white man. Nigga, y'all were voting that same process 40 years straight in a row. Like, how do you bitch about something you were voting for? I know. It was literally every other election at church. They would tell us, y'all, we're going down there with the church bus. MOT is going to be driving it. Paradox is going to be taking the older ladies and the men at this time for the senior citizen. We're going to go down there to go vote.
We already knew. Listen, bro. I didn't even know who I was voting for. I was told who to vote for. That was it. Right there in church. I was told who to vote for. I didn't have to know shit. I didn't have to think about it. Shut up, boy. This is who we vote for. This is why we vote. Why? Because we're black. This is why we vote like that. Damn. Wait.
Especially if
Do
you're
I
in
need
the
to know?
South, it's very different if you're in the South. That's
Yep.
why you don't find all that trolling shit go on, man. Like nah, man. Look, we're gonna burn your shit to the fucking ground, bro. Like that's exactly
Yeah.
what the fuck's gonna happen.
They would have kicked your ass out of that church real quick. They would have got you up out of that building real quick. Yeah, you ain't gonna talk back.
There is no Larry Elders doing that shit, man. Like, these people live in liberal ass cities, being a conservative, man. Like you can't really survive going down there, being on that coon shit. Hey, yeah, man. Like, we do walk ups. I mean, we walk up straight to where your ass stay and get your ass up out of there, man. Dude, at the end of the day, we shouldn't be having these first grade level conversations with grown ass adults about the American political system. We shouldn't be doing that at all. Like I don't understand why we have to teach grown ass men about how the political system works. Like I'm not into that. I'm like, look, if you're just too stupid to fucking participate, I'm like, look, this is a 600 level course. You don't start off at 600 level, all right? You have to have a minimum level of investment, information-wise, to be a part of some conversations. And they're just so used to being laissez-faire as fuck, stupid as hell, and just trying to gesture max their way through every conversation. It's like, nah, man, these are some serious issues for people in the South. When people everywhere else don't pour their own fucking weight. That's why when you go by issue, man, these people liberal than a motherfucker. But they want to hold themselves to no responsibility of actually learning the actual system, and that's just what the problem is. I don't want to talk to these people. I don't want to be around these people. I don't want to be anywhere near these people because they literally are telling me that I'm not working hard enough to solve all their problems. That's why they're ignorant as fuck on everything, because it's not their responsibility to learn how anything works. It's just my job to show up, vote, and convince everybody about their shit without them being involved. I think that's a bad deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also have one of the principles of philosophy and caricature, Sith Lord Paradox. You said something to me earlier, and you said something to me earlier, Paradox, and it made me sit down. It struck me. You said you're used to being led by a black woman. Most of y'all men are, and part of me, because I was in the digital space, my pride, I wanted to say, no, that's not true. But when I think about it, when I really think down to the meat, Paradox and MOT, most black men are complacent and okay with the woman telling them where and how to vote.
Mm-hmm. Man, what we need is like a woman that has a BBL that stands behind the fucking voting booth so these dumb niggas can show up.
Now, y'all, this is not BMT's words. Now, these are my elders' words. These are Paradox and MOT. Y'all not gonna get me in trouble today. But I would think that would probably, honestly, it would be a good tactic. Like it would work. It would work. And sadly enough, I can't go against it. I really feel like the black man, and this is not me jabbing it, but a good population of the black man has to be told how to vote by a woman.
Man, just drive into these neighborhoods, have a gang of strippers, just put that ass on them, get them all rocked up, get them on the bus, get them down to the vote. That's the only way you can reach these dumb motherfuckers at this point. Man, like, bro, listen, man, we got to be practical. They say they want to be talked to on their level, right? They can't control themselves. So you just have a woman just lead them around. Or you just put a woman in a police uniform with a big old ass and her tits out and just like get on the fucking bus and go vote.
So I just wanted to apologize.
I guess. I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
But I just wanted to strike the record. I wanted to apologize to Paradox. I let my pride get in the way. I wanted to disprove you so bad in front of DC, but I have to take my public flogging. You were right. The Negro man, the black man needs the black woman to lead him in how to vote. He is not smart enough to know how to. And if I'm wrong, y'all gonna have to prove me wrong. But from what history has proven, wherever thou woman votes, that's where the black man will vote.
Can't
Go ahead.
survive without it.
I have the perfect way to do it. I have the perfect way to get it done. You have like a pre-vote. What type of woman does it take for you to get your ass out to vote? And we'll go find that specific woman. You all get to vote on it as a neighborhood. What? You need these red bones out here? What? You need like a slightly dark skin? Like, what's it gonna take for you to take your motherfucking ass to get on this bus and go vote so that way you don't fuck up everything for everybody else? Because their current method of what they're doing ain't gonna work, and it doesn't have an endpoint to it. I'm just saying this. Look, most of you motherfuckers don't have access to women anyway, right? So we could just get you out to vote and participate in a particular system. It's just that there's a lot wrong with these dudes because they've been so disconnected from society. Anything that sounds like modernity, they just throw their hands up like they're in a state of shock or some shit. But this is their fault.
Yeah, if you see how if you hold your position and say you're on the right around a bunch of women and gays, which I've done it, the level of disdain and pain
Oh yeah.
that you get from that affecting your job, your contracts, your deals that you're doing, it's pressure on people.
Yes, it is.
Hey man,
Yeah, I felt the pressure personally.
I'm part of a Republican group who does federal contracts, and one thing we leave the hell. Well, I mean we've been knowing each other since we was in the Air Force, but at the end of the day, you be asked a political question, you don't answer it. We're here for the contracts. Now,
That's
once
a
we go to
fact.
the political ball, that's when you can kind of spread out and do whatever you need to do there with the socializing. Because guess what? They're gonna ask you where you're at these military functions, and you got to have a side pick. You just kind of you can't say, "Oh, well, what do you think about January 6th?" Oh, I'm kind of in the middle.
Oh yeah,
Like,
this is not a
who is
place
this
for
dude?
you. This is not a place
Nah,
for you.
nah. yeah,
You
yeah,
got to go.
you gotta get a five. Yeah.
Take heaven or hell, whatever. And see, oh yeah, come on up, brother. Citizen Lou. This is definitely our conversation. Like that's what I said. Like
Those are patriots in January 6th. They trying to save America.
listen.
Yeah.
See. Here's the thing about it. Because see, I had no qualm. Y'all can strike the record. MOT could check it, and any of y'all could check it. I had no problem calling those people traitors. I said, no, y'all were traitors.
They were.
And they were like, BMT, are you crazy? We were fighting freedom, dude. You were tearing up a federal building I paid tax on. What the fuck, dude? Like, what the hell were you doing? You that's not what the camera showed, dude. I had my own. Listen, bro, I didn't have to just look through that one camera. Everybody could see it live on different feeds, bro. So y'all gonna have to eat that one. You're gonna have and see.
Yeah.
That's why I had even on the right side where the ones that I'm getting away from the plantation, but I'm afraid to call out bullshit when I see it, and I'm like, see, you're still pussified as ever because
Well, look, you can let the left blow it up, though. You can sort of ease that conversation a little bit from the right, though. Let them talk crazy. Like, you probably gave those people too much prison time. Okay, guys.
But see,
they was wrong. They was wrong, though. They shouldn't have been in there.
But
I hate to give tips about overthrowing the government, but you don't go to a situation that's been solved in 1887 to do so. That's a symbolic vote. It's a symbolic vote.
Yep.
Like you wasn't gonna change anything there, and it's like, okay, like the going through the court system shit was still some bullshit, but that's the legal way you did that. It didn't require anybody to show up to court. I mean, show up to the house, barge their way in, and literally required nobody to go do that. I guarantee you, none of them dudes who serve time even know that there is literally no way you can overthrow that vote that way.
Impossible.
Yeah, like
I mean, I hate to give terrorism advice,
but I would tell you but that's where race gets injected, because they try to leverage blackness and guilt you into saying, well, look at what they would have done to black people. Look at how much time we get for crack. They will find ways to bend your mind to get you to swing left and agree with that side. That's where it loses me at.
Yeah,
Don't manipulate me based off of their actions and leverage blackness to try to do that. That's where I get lost at.
Yeah, but here's
That's
another
how I
thing
knew.
about that.
Mhm. Go ahead, bro.
It's just that, okay, if black men would have did that, you would have seen
See,
dreadlocks, ball fades, cabbage, and meat sauce everywhere. Weapons free. They wouldn't have checked their fire. They just would have aimed at any black face there, and they would have laid everybody down. They would have took nobody to jail.
I would have done that myself. I would have simply said, I feared for my life. The key sentence
Yeah,
that you always use, I feared for my life. And that would
yeah.
have been it. Now, yeah, that would have been judge, jury, and well, in public trial right there on the spot.
A
Like,
bunch
I
of
mean,
black men storming the Capitol, trying to keep Barack Obama in power for a third term. Bro,
the
bro.
only thing I've ever seen black men storm was when the next pair of Jordans were being dropped. That's the
I
only
was gonna
time
say
Yeah,
the
I've
Louis
ever seen
Vuitton
them
store.
storm. So yeah, you're right. A Louis Vuitton store, something that we know. God damn it! I'm like, what the fuck? Like y'all literally. But see,
they stand in line for video games too now. Come on.
yeah, we could organize for that. We could organize for I organize for video games and goddamn hell shit. I'll sit out there for certain stuff that I give it. That I know I'm out there for the PS5. That was
Well,
on live.
the question would be, what black men would storm the Capitol? What would be their political leanings? Or would they be non-political?
We don't have enough faith
No,
to
I
do
mean,
that.
there were
Way
black
political.
people there. Like, yeah, yeah.
Huh?
It's like I don't know what type of man who would think that a system that already don't represent him is all of a sudden is going to when you storm the Capitol. Like I don't know black people like that.
That's what I meant. Because I know we get the hypothetical about if black, but I think to myself, well, what from a political perspective, who would those black men be? Because they probably wouldn't be Democrats and Republicans.
It probably would be anarchist or some other shit.
Yeah,
But
they already done gave up on like fuck that. I'm leaving America. I'm gonna find some neo Genesis land of apocalypse to regrow and take like 5 women to go wife up. Usually you hear them niggas talking about they going to Africa, but they don't even know how to goddamn farm land. But they're going to Africa,
Yeah.
no set
To do
skill. But I know how, as an American, my presence is going to change Africa. But I'm like, bitch, you don't even know how to goddamn vote. Like, you don't even know you still get claimed on your taxes by your mother. How are you voting? Like, and see, that's a scary thing. I'm saying right now, and this is why I kind of have a little bit of disgust for some of these spaces, because whenever we try to have these conversations, I don't know what it is, but it always goes to black women,
they're not trying
reparations.
to have a conversation. They're not trying to have a conversation.
I know, but see, those are deflection tactics of the Neanderthal.
They are. They are.
Black woman,
Like, what,
black woman, the Mahonian report. Even though it's 2023, I don't know how y'all niggas are still affected.
orders of the trade and stupid shit like that. Guy knocked the season, stupid shit like that.
I can't get a trade. They took all the trades away. Even though there's no doors locking Voc Rehab. There, ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm it for y'all. The doors to Voc Rehab are not locked. Y'all can get in there if you want to get in there. But when you ask them, what is keeping you from participating? It's either the Mexican, the gay, or that goddamn black woman. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, but if you want to make America great again, though, shouldn't you be on the right anyway? To pull the white tradition back into place and put it back in power.
Then where will you be?
And suppress the black women, the Latino people, etc. Suppress them and take the L, and be the sacrifice for it.
Fuck no. Well, but see, I think that's the thing. That's the thing about it. Like, I'm like, when y'all talk about
but you got to sacrifice for whiteness.
Yes, you do.
Now, are black men that committed to that type of sacrifice?
No.
I don't know if anybody's saying it or teaching it, though. We're hiding.
See, that's what's scary. You don't know what you're signing up for. But see, that's when I be seeing them wearing them niggas for Trump and shit and all them crazy ass damn shirts and hats. I'm like, do you know what you signing up for, Negro? It's like It's like a Negro jumping up on the slave auction pad and saying, "Just take me for everything I got. I don't give a fuck. Just take me for whatever I got."
Well, you got two. Well, I mean, well, it gets tricky. Well, I won't say what I'm about to
Go
say. I'm gonna
ahead,
keep
go
that.
ahead, go ahead. You the class.
I'm not getting it on record. I said enough earlier. I'm gonna hold on to this comment. I'll save it for later. I'm gonna hold it. I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
I mean, but they only want to participate if they can be ineffective. That's overall what I get from these dumbass people. Yeah, only if they can be ineffective, and only if they cannot be responsible for the outcome. They literally want to participate to troll the actual process. That's why they over there on the right, because and it's not anything policy based. Because like most of these right wing dudes online who are
I'll
black,
focus
you
on the
never see
left.
them. Yeah, could
Yeah,
completely focus on things that don't matter,
yeah.
and or else things that are not on the ballot. That's why I tell people up front. They're like, "Oh, gays." I'm like, "Yeah, is that shit on the ballot? Nope, that's your own homophobia. You gotta deal with that shit on your own. Don't talk to me about gay people. End of the day, I got gay
I,
associates."
I, I only the only. I won't fight you on
Come
that,
on,
but I
we're in
will.
school now. We're in school now.
But
Go ahead.
I will. But I will say this. Laws can be changed. Things can be repealed. When we put
Especially
Trump
if you
in
have a
office,
Republican Supreme Court. Like,
right?
why are we talking to
So
me
so
about gay people?
when we put Trump in office, and he gave us those amazing three justices to shift power. Now we can start to put pressure to start repealing some of this stuff. Now, as a black person, you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to lose? And you got to
Yeah,
take that because the greater good of America is beyond blackness. It's going to be whiteness. However you want to frame it. You don't have to say you don't have to say race, of course, but however you want to frame that. So now we got the justices, and now we're going to start going through these laws and seeing what's constitutional and what's not based off what we think. So we took two down, right? We took abortion down
yep.
because we really want to nationally ban abortion. So we're working on that. It's in the state's hands. And then we took down affirmative action. We have to keep going.
Same people who said activist judges and
Uh-huh.
legislating from the bench. As soon as they got power, guess what they did? All that shit. They
Absolutely.
ain't give a fuck about what
Nope.
you thought about it. And the evangelical Christians are plenty quiet
Mm-hmm.
because you should never trust evangelical Christians.
Hell no, don't ever
Great,
trust
Right.
them.
Well,
they're
Christians
not
have
American citizens. They never have been American citizens. They don't
you
believe in
going there with it.
democracy.
You going there
Yeah,
with it. Okay.
I told you, hey,
I give you that.
you in the school of hard
I
rock
like
today,
that.
paradox. You
And
in the
I
school of
like
hard
that.
rock
I like it.
today.
I ain't gonna fight. He going heavy. That's heavy. I won't fight him on
Yeah, this is my speed now. Like,
it.
but see, that's the thing about it. Where when I talk to a lot of men and we have these conversations, I get met with ignorance. But I always ask them, so like, hey, why aren't y'all talking about what's going on with y'all? Why aren't y'all talking about when did y'all have a school board meeting? BMT, the woman's keeping us out. No. I can't allow you to do that. Literally, there is a Korean man on the school board of an all black school. There's no Korean children in that goddamn school, but he's sitting on that
because
board.
you didn't show up to vote and they disconnected from the process because they think they're too good to actually participate, but they want the outcomes of participation. And I'm just saying, don't court these people to be part of the political process. You have to let them naturally be involved like everybody else. If you force them to be involved, you're going to have to give them shit. And they still, like, if you reward them for not following the process, you're going to have to keep doing it. So
It
you
happened.
might
It
as well
happened.
just keep them out right now.
It happened with Obama. People voted for him, and then they're asking, well, what he gonna do for me? Really?
Yeah, but they don't understand the
You didn't bring
process.
no
They always
policies
want
to
to go
him. You didn't
in.
bring anything to him. You didn't do any organizing to push a policy towards him. You just voted for a black person. And then when he did something totally different for 8 years, you're mad at it. You're mad at him, but you would never participating. You just check the box.
Yeah, I mean, but they don't understand that there's a lot more than just showing up and checking boxes. I mean,
Okay.
it's
Do
fine.
you think it should be personal, or do you think it should be for the group? How do you look at that?
I think voting is mandatory.
Because I know, no, I don't mean that. What I mean is that I could tell how you're talking now. You tell me where I'm wrong at. Your politics on one level is shaped by where you're from.
Yes, I'm from Mississippi, so my politics is shaped by the history of Mississippi,
Yes.
and I'm
Right.
never gonna look at it any other way because once I got my head around the actual history, it made sense. Like, like I could live in the Montana, I could live in the North and South Dakota, I could live in Idaho, I could live in Oregon, I could live in what is that, Utah. I could live in, but they're more libertarian out there, and they ain't on that southern shit, or at least not a lot of them are. And you can easily have your productivity together to where you can just have your own land and have your own stuff. That stuff's not gonna work in the south. They can still fuck with you, even if you do have all that stuff. That's why I don't live down there. I mean, I
Uh,
own real estate down there.
so we have somebody that says the founders of this nation didn't believe in democracy. And another comment was black culture doesn't prioritize child rearing. I fought that battle in real life and got nothing. Okay.
Man,
Let's handle the first one. Did the founding of this nation, or did that intend anything for democracy? But I
no,
just want
I
to
mean,
go ahead.
they wanted democracy for some people, and they had to add other people later. Just like when Medicaid came out, it was for a group of people, and then everybody else got added later. Social Security came out, it was for a group of people, and then everybody else got added later. So at the end of the day, equal rights. It was for other people, and we got added later. That's what it is. Like if you stay in this country long enough, the things that you used to do and say 20 years ago, you're not going to be able to say 20 years in the future because those marginalized groups are going to be able to get power, and you're just not going to be able to say that shit no more. Like you can't call people Oriental, you can't say the F word for gay people and all that kind of other stuff. There's consequences for that now. And for the people who are unwilling to adjust, there's even more consequences for that. So I'm not really worried about it. I mean, I can survive in society with, without needing a perennial whipping boy of somebody who's quote unquote beneath me. I don't need to do that.
I've it's like I hear people talk about the system is this, the system is that, and I'm like, okay, so and I don't like reaching backwards, but I'm like, you can't tell me somebody who used to get their ass beat who participated in the system was getting more shit done than somebody. There's no gun to your head. Nobody's busting your hands. Nobody is throwing any three of us men in jail. You have no excuse. Literally, jobs these days allow you to take time off. That wasn't a
No
thing with my
social
dad.
media, no internet, nobody going to jail for simply signing up people to vote,
Like,
people witnessing terrorism for showing up to the polls, like actual unprosecuted terrorism.
right. So you have
And
no reason.
what are
You
these
have
dudes doing? Yeah.
right. So you're telling me your greatest strength is to fire up a panel and bitch about Stacey Abrams or bitch about, hey, that orange white man pissed me off. Like, I'm like, all right, dude. Like, okay, today I got my voting sticker on. So we don't need to vote. Wait, what are we saying? Wait, y'all don't need to vote. Do y'all hear yourselves? Do y'all really hear yourselves right now? Like, I'm trying to connect whatever fire pistons that might be left because it's interesting because see, and I had an earlier conversation before about a lot of black men. Y'all were benefiting off of the left leaning system. I know now in 2023 you don't want to admit it because a lot of those men can't feed off of the system anymore. They just went along with it. Okay, I get subsidized income, I get subsidized meal tickets, and I get subsidized housing. Cool. All at the expense of women and children. No, none of that happened, BMT. No. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. And so when you ask them, Why did you vote for that? I wouldn't vote for that. Oh man, I love Clinton. Why do you love Clinton? Because he could play the saxophone. Thank you. Why do you like Clinton? Tell me Clinton's policy. Tell me John F. Kennedy's policy. See, when you ever ask, you ever notice that MOT, whenever you ask somebody why they vote what they vote, it's almost like you literally just spoke Mandarin.
Listen, man. The reason why I like Clinton, some fucking summer job programs, where you're just pretty much cleaning up the community, and they gave you $700 or $800 as a fucking 15-year-old, knowing goddamn well you couldn't get a job doing anything else. Hell yeah, I like that shit. Yeah, community investment, man. That's what it was. Yeah.
Like this is what I'm saying. Like you have where people are complaining that they're not getting their voice heard. And I would ask them, well, what were you doing? How are you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like my brother is part in Massachusetts. And he pays his dues. Listen what I said. He pays his dues. He goes down there to the meeting. And whenever the union, right, has community functions, they go out there and show themselves as a presence. Now, when they do that, MOT, guess what happens when a new politician comes in? Who do you think they go talk to?
They know if you participated, bro. If you ain't getting robocalls or text messages or surveys, then that clearly means your ass is not participating in the process. That's what that means. They have the data. They have the data.
Yeah, they do keep track of that stuff. They
know I'm a veteran. They know where I live at. They know all that shit. And they know that I participate. And they told me what year I did participate. I was like, oh, okay. So you didn't participate this year? Like, yeah, I went to another state and registered in another state where I own real estate. But the votes need over here this time, and that's why I'm registering here. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, I always participate. It's just that every time this shit ain't going to Colorado, I'm gonna go somewhere else. That's
a very true thing. I cannot lie about that, Citizen Lou. Republicans don't want abortions, but hoard and steal the TAF money once they're born. I can't. This is why I got to be honest with you.
I've never seen a conservative turn down welfare. I've never seen a conservative not go to that community health center with the quote unquote medical card. It's not called WIC to them. It's not called government handouts to them. It's called, this is the shit that we get from our government. That's the way that works.
Listen, so here's my thing. I can admit as a conservative that at one time I used to, when I didn't have the means of the money, I used the system. Not ashamed to say it. I got ABC vouchers for the babies, and I also got food stamps. I used it. But somebody said, well, BMT, you as a man, why would you use the system? I said, well, why am I paying into a system and working into a system, but I cannot ever pull from that system? When can I pull from my sick days?
Corporations don't say this shit when it comes to tax cuts and breaks. The motherfuckers can't wait to get that shit.
Show me a corporation that has ever turned down that system money. And you know what's crazy? It'd be a lot of them billionaires and millionaires that go and benefit and use it. I mean, goddamn, Walmart, when you're signing up, you gotta goddamn pay they ask you, are you a welfare recipient?
If not, you about to come on working here. Hey, we already got the forms for you. We'll hand it out with your actual application. That's when they apply for Medicaid and all that kind of shit. If they ain't on it, because in some of these southern states, you need to work to be on that shit. Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Okay, so somebody says the reality of it: nobody in a public office or position actually represents the people. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I was saying the person you may want may not be there, but you do have a representative. The thing about it is, did you put that representative in that position for your type of representation? And then the second thing, and I'll let MOT respond to that. The second, then also it says represent the people at all. They are stealing our wealth and resources and selling it to the highest bidder. What's your thoughts?
That's true. Like all this COVID shit, like, dude, we already paid for that. That shit should have been free everywhere. As long with all medical research and shit. That shit is paid for by National Institute of Health grants. That shouldn't be corporations coming through and fucking just taking that shit because they just bid it on it, making billions of dollars off the shit when it's our shit. And then they sell this shit to overseas companies for damn near nothing, and then they charge us 35, 36,000% for the same shit in America. The problem is that people just don't know how this shit works. And I'm like, look, if you're unwilling to learn, just shut the fuck up and participate. Read and shut the fuck up and participate. All three of those things. And if you can't do that, then I don't want to hear your face about nothing that's going on. Because they want to start the conversation up, and then they want to deflate the conversation because they're not participating. The only thing they want to do is troll the process, but not really participate in the actual system. I'm like, bro, you look stupid as shit doing that because you're the most affected whenever there's a change. Your black ass is the most affected. Why do you think they come up with these strange ass policies that hurt specific groups of people? They know exactly what they're doing. They know what the statistics look like. These people are not dumb. And you got people who still don't want to participate, man, fuck out of here. You just find out where these people live at and like, okay, fine, fuck it. I'm never going to that place. If you got people too stupid to show up and fucking vote once every 2 fucking years and they let your ass know when the fucking vote is, so that way you can have at least some control over how shit going, you rather just not have control over that shit. Like, man, what are we talking about here? Fuck these things.
I think that's one of the main things that it feels upon me. You know, I would make it wait for you to get your license. You know, especially for your state, you have to know the politics of your state. If that sounds fair, because you are a citizen. You are a citizen of that state. If you were to look at mine, it would be South Carolina. So I need to know about the politics of South Carolina. MOT in the state he resides in, when he talks to me about his state, he knows the policies, he knows the leanings of both political parties, what he needs to be a part to. And what we call that is doing your citizen duty. If y'all ever get to see, there's a movie called Starship Troopers. And on Starship Troopers, they would always ask, you had to prove the right to be a citizen.
Yes.
They didn't just give it to you. Any old dumb motherfucker could just be a citizen. You had to earn it by putting time in to the system. And by the time you got done with the system, you made sure the next person, hey, if I got to go through it, you got to go through it also.
Got to be invested and involved, man. Like, bro, there's literally no excuse. Like, most of these things you complain about come from the government, period. So there's no reason to not participate unless you think things are perfect the way that they are. That's the only reason not to participate at all, is if you think everything is perfect just the way it is. And that's just what I got to say on it, man. Look, if you don't want to participate locally, where you at, I don't think it's something that you should talk about to anyone, because you're just telling people that you're just too stupid to understand how to read. The ballot is not that big. You get the ballot, what, 60 days, sometimes 90 days in advance? You mean to tell me that you just can't look over, and it's written in 5th grade education.
Yeah, it
by
is.
law. It's written in fifth grade education, so that way it's easy to understand. Even the ballot initiative, it can seem kind of topsy turvy, but at the end of the day, it's written very simply, so that way you can understand it.
Yep. Yep.
Very easy. It's just that you have to go out of your way not to participate.
I,
You gotta go
I,
out of
I
your
think
way.
I think, and see, that's where when it came to voting, the last um election, the people I saw there were uh majority Caucasians. You know, I saw uh
Especially older ones. Especially older
old,
ones.
the older whites. They will definitely be there to vote. They it's like they make it their duty to be there. A
It's
lot of
it's always
owners,
90%. It's always 90%. When I go to vote, 90% older whites
they will
all
be
the time.
out there. That's why y'all say, "Oh, the white man is so strong." No, it's something about when they get older. Like if anything, they keep track of, even in dementia, is when to go goddamn vote. I, they got a good system. I gotta respect it because you'll see them there working where at the ballot. MOT and I will tell you they'll be working at the
Yep.
ballot. They will be right there. Make sure you understand. They will read it to you. If you don't have a, my mom used to do this and tell me to put me onto this. You can apply, in the state will pay you to work at the ballot.
Oh yeah,
They'll
man.
teach you.
Poll watchers and shit all day. 100% white, 100% older every time.
You um, listen. That is the easiest. And I don't. And see, the thing about it is, the state has it open where you can. They pay you to do your civil duty. They pay you. Literally, when my cousin, him and his wife said they couldn't find a job. I said, "Shit, get a job working at the balance." Well, that's only 4 years. What are you talking about? Stupid. We have ballots for school district, sanitation, goddamn, how the highways are going to be run. Like, do y'all know how many goddamn elections go on? But see, that
Yeah,
would be
man.
your
Like
job to keep track of that.
special elections. And here's the thing: some special elections I don't know about, but guess what I do get? I get the motherfucking text messages. Hey,
I
you gonna
couldn't
show up to
do.
vote on this time right here? Yeah. That's how you get the shit. Once you participate, you'll get all the alerts on what the fuck happened. Once you participate, you get all the alerts. That's the way it works.
And see, this is why I said, now I'm going to give you all the numbers for blacks, how it works in the black community. The first group that does the voting are the older black people. The older black people, they come out to vote. Second group is the women. Yes, our women seem to be more in tune with voting than anything. But everybody keeps wondering, how are they getting power? Is it their white daddy? No, it's called the process. And it's called the process. I believe we had a woman named Jean or Jay. Very, very good person who was liberal. So it was interesting because we had a liberal, an independent. You had MOT, someone of the left on progressive, and you had BMT, the conservative. And one thing, if you were to ask all three of us, and MOT will tell you, we agreed to go vote and go do the process.
And all of our stuff is in alignment because we have the same outcomes of things that happen in the environment. Like if you're around Arabs and especially people from India, yeah, they see what's going on and they vote. They go down there. They be very quiet. They don't say anything. They just show up. They don't go out there. They don't protest. The protest is, look, I get to overthrow the government every 2 years or during a special election. I'm showing up to that shit. I'm not showing up out there trying to run up in the face of police and doing stupid shit, man, bro. They ain't doing none of that shit. They participate how you supposed to participate. None of this shit's hard.
Hmm. Yep. And one of the people said you are correct. She has it where her son. Yes, my son just got offered $25 to canvas to get people to vote. Uh, there are jobs out there
Them jobs are always on Craigslist, man. Full
always,
time during the campaign season. Full time, man.
and they will, and they will, and the thing about it is this: they always are going on, and they will always put you on to the program of what they got going. Like I kid you not, they talk about it at colleges. Um, um, like yeah, about 25 an hour. The biggest competition here, or other than women, is when it comes to recruiting voters. Like I said, older blacks, women, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now. But y'all said, well, what about the men? Mostly, sadly, and this is why I got to be fair. When usually, if the woman or a man that is tapped in to that of what's going on with the community, but I sometimes I kind of put more faith in the blacks that are gay because I don't they just vote. When it comes to men, and this is why MOT was not wrong. Men are like the least like on the voting shit. I just don't know why. It seems like every other nuance in the black community knows to vote, but black men. And seriously, I tell you right now, you're talking to two men who are in that of the culture between me and MOT. But I shit you not, when we start talking about politics, that is the least praised thing, unless it's talking about lower derelict shit. Like shit about y'all family court shit. That's an individual practice thing.
Can't be solved politically, but you don't show up. So
It
you
can't.
don't know what the fuck we're talking
Can't
about
be.
here.
It, both sides. Listen, I don't give a shit if y'all are conservative or progressive.
Them white dudes were getting hemmed up in court, bro. Hemmed the fuck up.
There's
They don't say
there's
shit
no
about it, but they do. They do, man. I ain't lying, these motherfuckers do.
this is why I said certain time. This is why I feel like when y'all say stupid shit about how the system. I feel like there should be like the MOT bashers that when you say something, they just come bust you in your face. Was like, listen, man. Some of the old rules of the shotgun wedding, or we just have to take you out back and beat you like a sack of potatoes or some shit. I don't think y'all will live long. Especially when y'all start talking about foreign policies. You couldn't be in the Middle East fucking around in the culture. There's places that have consequences for this. I know y'all like talking about other countries. Well, understand that like we're dealing with that of this process. The process that they have is set up by their people. Our process, you have to speak and be the presence there. You have to. But
Once every
that's all
two
I gotta
years,
say,
man.
y'all.
Once every 2 years.
Hey, are we gonna still keep cracking down on talking on this political? But listen, you chose your side and I chose my side. So far there's a few of us who have already made our stance on where we stand. I don't mind talking with y'all because y'all have already made your stance. We understand where we are on the board. Now we can start actually pulling out certain stuff that we need to be aware of.
Seriously, man, like, bro, like, what's so wrong with putting it all on the table if we trying to coordinate? Like, bro, you can't coordinate with people who ain't got the minimum level of education. You can't coordinate with people who don't understand the process, bro. You can't coordinate with people like that. I want to coordinate with people who care about the actual outcome. It's so easy. It's not even hard. It becomes hard because now, since you're not participating, you have to waste all this additional time trying to show up for reasons to not participate in the process. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. At the end of the day, man, you're wasting a whole bunch of time because you want everybody else to solve all these problems for you. And that's some quote unquote liberal ass shit. But they ain't liberal though. They want all this free stuff. They want an actual equal society. They just don't want to fight for it. Are you sure you're not liberal, bro? How the hell we don't get this more perfect union if it's already imperfect and you don't participate? What are we doing here, man?
Well, see, and that's the thing about it. Like, you had it on the right. People are talking about going backwards in the process that already has to be reformed. Like, I couldn't understand that. Like, the dumb shit I heard that jumped over the certain constitutional things that took time to build showed the ignorance of the right. And I was like,
They
okay,
don't
so
even
y'all.
understand the Constitution. The Constitution to them means I get to get away with shit. I don't get to be prosecuted for freedom of speech. And that's what the Constitution means to them. No consequences for actual actions that everybody else get locked the fuck up for. That's what they understand the Constitution as. They don't understand the Constitution in any other way. And they never have.
Yeah, like when I would hear people say, it's my First Amendment to say and use freedom of speech. And I'm like, did you not understand that of how the laws work? Like,
And somebody else's place of business, no less.
I should be able to say what I want in your job, and you still gotta respect me.
Man, it's just crazy, man.
I'm like, wait, so you think you get to say, first of all, I had to correct somebody. I said, you cannot go into a place of business and start putting out false information. Let's say about a medical practice. I feel like you should be charged for that. I feel like you should be charged for that. You're going to a place of operation and business and spreading misinformation. And you have no type of license of proof of what you're saying. Do you know how much flack I caught? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man, but misinformation is them trolling the process. Like deliberately putting out false information about shit because you got a bunch of dumbass eyeballs looking at you, man. I'm like, look, man, them numbers don't count, man. They don't count. The people you hold behind don't count. The people who you discouraging from participating in the process don't count. They don't count. Unless you're trying to keep everything the same, then them numbers do count.
It's. I think that's why when we go about navigating through all of this, and you gotta start trying to help people understand. Like, listen, man, we have a system that we have to work. I've never seen a car move without its engine. I've never seen that. I've never seen where certain processes, like showing up to a ballot booth with firearms. I'm like, yeah, bruh. Listen, that was wild. That was wild. People going to a ballot booth with masks and firearms. We got to stop the illegal voting. What? Hold on, bro. What you're doing is illegal.
Like you just show up to a polling place and your name is a whole Rodriguez and they just gonna let you say Sue Smith and they're just about to let you go back there and vote, man. Fuck out of here. Again, man, we keep going over this same shit over and over, man. It's really no need for it.
I was trying to figure out where did that. Listen, y'all. For as long as I've been voting, before you are allowed to vote, this is how I know some people didn't know about the process. First off, they're going to ask you proof of ID. You, the person, has to pull out a state ID
issue,
issue.
which is unconstitutional because it makes it a poll tax because state IDs and driver licenses is some shit you have to pay for.
Well, they wouldn't know that. They wouldn't know that. They wouldn't know that. I said the next thing about it, I said, hold on now. I said, now I had to do a mail-in ballot. I had to do a mail-in ballot. I told them I was a veteran. I was up at the VA in Massachusetts. And they said, oh, your state of residency is in the Carolinas. I said, I'm out of state. Now, they have one for civilians, and they have one for veterans. Now,
they have all that shit at every VA for every election cycle. People don't know that either. Like, they don't, like, they have ballots for other states at the VA, by the way.
Yes.
They do. But you better make sure that your ass is registered in that state because they don't check that. They just give you the ballot, and if you mail that shit in and it's one of them conservative states, they're gonna lock your ass up, especially if you're a fucking minority. You vote in the wrong state. They're gonna lock your ass up.
Hey, I'll tell y'all, man, you better know the process when you do these things. Hey, man, I really wish they would enforce a citizen school. You have to know the legalities of the process. Like,
no, man, but that becomes a poll tax within itself because these people are so fucking stupid. They think of for 49 years they thought abortion was on the fucking ballot when there was literally a Supreme Court decision that fucking did that. Like, like people are that fucking stupid. Voting for rich people's tax cuts and they, but they're okay with rich people like Elon Musk getting $100 million a fucking month. But they only notice shit when it's like a woman get $300 of WIC money. Like, dude, you can't talk to people this fucking stupid and fucking cowardly. To be quite honest with you, you just can't.
See, here's the thing about it. You have it where people are refusing to actually want to actually proper lobby and set up their own form of agency.
Yeah.
But they want a free agency. But MOT, I want you to represent me, but I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to demand nothing. I just want you to lobby for me.
They want to be a free safety, but they just want to play in the end zone. The whole game is on the other side of the field. They just want to play in the end zone. So what? I'm on the field. Now what?
I would like a trophy. I would like a trophy too. MOT, I'm tired. You're getting a trophy for being there and being competent. I feel like I should get it too. I want
an automatic playoff spot. I want an automatic playoff spot. I don't want to compete. I don't want to manage his front office. I don't want to manage his draft picks. None of that shit. I just want to show up with a playoff spot.
I feel like I got
hell, look, here's the other thing. I don't even think we should show up to all the games, and I still want a playoff spot.
Then why the fuck should I listen to you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Why should I listen to you? Why do I have you on the? And see, that's the thing about it that just gets me. You have where the people that have been hindering a process or setting up the fuckboy process, but then they'll shame anybody else who wants to actually compete in the process.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shit's stupid.
They're not hiring. They're not hiring black men. We got to get rid of them immigrants that are coming, stealing the jobs from all those black men.
Man, fuck all that. Welcome home, immigrants. These motherfuckers ain't trying to work. Take their fucking jobs away.
MOT, as a black man, I got to feed my two baby mama and their kids, and you need to hire me over that damn immigrant. Like, listen, I need you to have race loyalty to me. Race loyalty to me. As a black man, you owe it to your race.
Well, I'll show no loyalty to anybody else at any other time. Okay. All right, man. All right, bro. Whatever, man. Never gonna happen. Never gonna get me interested in that shit. No sir. Never gonna happen.
I, y'all, let me tell y'all something very interesting. I had a man that I hired, simple, easy transportation gig. He get paid 140 to 180 a day. He his job. Originally the person who pushed it for him was his sister, and when I asked him, "Do you have any? Are you gonna have any issues?" Man, dog, my baby mama be tripping, man. MOT told me something that he has set up. I think it's a good safety policy about men that are out there just constitutional about their actions. I said, what do you mean about you and your baby mama? This man has 4 kids, bro. Four
Yeah.
kids.
It's always
And
these serial fucking impregnators who don't participate in shit, but get a whole bunch of shit out of the government. Man, that shit be crazy, bro.
MOT, but I was just trying to help the black community. I was trying to be loyal. I was trying to hold down the community, and I was trying to hire my black brother.
You be a damn fool. You fucking put somebody like that on your team, man. No, sir. You got a kid, I want to meet the bitch. Sorry. Sorry. What type of dude this is? And if this motherfucker step out of line, I need to know right away. Right away. Oh, man. Like, nope. Shit. I got to get the supervisor involved. Shit. If that's who control everything, shit, I'll pay her. Fuck you. Oh, man. You got to start treating these dudes like they deserve to be treated, man. Like, I ain't got time for this stupid shit. Rather fucking tired of it, bro.
But what are we gonna do with our elders and people who are like leaders and teachers that they want us to go back and try to reconstitute those black women that were out there in the streets, or we need to get these black men, even though that they sold drugs, or they got they're a teacher of the philosophy. We need them. We need them to help our young black boys.
Yeah,
We
not
need
them,
them.
man. Not them, man. Back of the fucking line, chief. Back of
Oh,
the fucking line, and be glad we got your ass in line, because we shouldn't even be talking to you about nothing.
but but see, MOT, you got to calm down with that. You forgot, like, I got to teach you that game on how to get that pussy, that sexual marking. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta teach that game, man. That's what we need. We need the
Any
game.
woman who would allow herself to be marketed by this fucking lunatic doesn't deserve any dick, but they get it anyway. So I ain't got no control over that process. If I did, no money, no sex. Fuck you. No, no. I mean, that's what would happen in a normal cultural situation, man. But most of these dudes are happy that they ain't got to offer anything but get some shit out of it anyway. So at the end of the day, I just control as much as I can control, and that's it. I don't worry about nothing else, man. I got my stuff together. I'm breezing past these people who don't want to vote, who don't want to participate in the process, who don't want to learn how anything works. Breezing past these dudes, man. I don't care if they don't know. I don't give a shit if they don't know anything. That does not affect me. That whole group think, oh, you should be embarrassed on my behalf because I don't know shit. I'm a sorry motherfucker. Man, get the fuck out of my face with that shit, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. That's they goofy dumbass in that dumbass situation, man. Bro, they ain't got nothing to do with nobody else but they sorry ass.
I feel like, I know y'all thought this was pretty extreme, but I feel like you should have a license to be able to procreate.
Yeah, you
And
should. Need a license, man. So as you come up there like, nah, man, we all good on dumb niggas right now, man. No, we at 100% capacity, man. In fact,
MOT,
shit. No, we at 180% capacity, man. We'll let you know when we need some dumbass niggas to be born, man.
but
And your
MOT,
name's on the list, bro.
I can't get a job because I can't get a job because you hiring women. You hiring women in a position that I, as a man, should have. So come on, man. Like, I need you just to help me out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, women are getting all the jobs, are getting all the businesses, man. Like, you gotta help put me on.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You gotta be conscious of stupid motherfuckers who talk about eugenics. Those are the first people that need to go. The people who scared that their names need to be on the list because they're so fucking useless. Those are the first motherfuckers that need to be there. Fuck out of here.
Now, Kelly, that did work. Because see, Japan did it, China did it. Y'all don't say there can't be a procreation type of license. I'm sorry, but you can't tell if China can keep track of if the village idiot is having a baby.
Yeah, man. We got too many peanut allergy niggas out here, man. We gotta go, bro. Gotta go.
I'm just saying, ain't no way y'all gonna tell me China was keeping track of who was procreating. That's okay. I think we weeded out enough dumb people. Y'all can procreate again. By that time, the women were like, "Yo, some of these niggas are bumps." So I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go to school. Wait, you ain't gonna stay home on this game? You gonna get this game? Nah, I'm good. I'm good at that.
No, we're good, man.
I'm just saying, bro. Like,
No. I'll let you know, man. But for right now, man, we're all right, man. No, we're good, man. I'm just I'm at my wits end, man. I don't want to, but you have to be hard as fuck with these dudes, man, because they don't get it. Because they're just gonna run around in concentric circles until you just start gating these motherfuckers off and start putting up their hedge maze where they won't get out of it.
that's what I said. When I try to tell a lot of men, y'all need to stay focused. Like, I feel like if there was like when we was in the service, we had a time period where the men were just separated and had to focus on their craft. If you was caught doing anything else, that was the break.
Yeah.
You after a while, you was gonna get it.
Shit,
A
man.
lot of men.
I got an incoming call, man. Let me get up out of here. BMG.
Go ahead.
All right, man. Well, thanks for having me on, man. You have a nice one.
Always. Like, when we talk about this crackdown on how we want society to flourish, I think people we're afraid to actually hold people to a standard because we don't think they can keep it up. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm BMT. See y'all.